Alright, now let's get him transformed into vehicle mode. And I am going to attempt transforming it on camera. If it goes roughly and I have problems, I'm just going to stop and do it off camera, because not my figure, I don't want to damage it, but I do want to show the transformation as much as I can. So let's get started. We'll start on the top here. We can open up these shoulder bits. Come to the inside, there's a little gray piece right here. I'm gonna pull out that gray piece. By the way, there's no good instructions on this. The instructions that come with it are terrible. And then the videos, the official Meg Motion video, doesn't explain anything, skips steps. In fact, there's steps that you skip that would break it if you didn't do it properly. So I'm gonna try to show you everything. Go ahead and lift up on this. This is tabbed in down here. It's a very tight fit. It feels bad lifting it up, but this peg is tapped into this. All right, so same on this side, pull down on the gray piece, pull up on this, and that releases this whole head piece. All right, so just leave that there for now. You can move the arms out of the way. Come to the back here, we're going to, I'll move the arms so you can see what I'm doing. This ab piece is attached to the front, so you're gonna unpeg it from the front. Single peg right there. Same on this side, and you can see that kind of freed up this chest. The chest is also pegged in on the inside. So these arms are now free, the chest is now free, and then we can take care of this backpack. So we come to here, we're going to, you can fold these down. We're going to fold open these three pieces. So it sits like that. Then you can lift up this whole backpack, fold these up, and then all of this is going to come forward. It is kind of a mess, to be honest, but there's a lot of stuff in here. Pull all this out. This is on a double hinge, so you're going to lift this out of here and just extend it all the way forward on this hinge. In here, we can fold fold these up as far as they'll go. This chest piece here, we're going to, it's got to move past these pieces here. So what I recommend is fold these up, then fold this down. Otherwise, it collides with those. Fold this up in half, and then we're going to rotate this around and let it sit down like this. It's going to end up sitting underneath the head in vehicle mode, kind of like that, but for now we have to have this all extended. So I'm going to lay this down. All right, now we'll work on the arms, and I've laid it down flat with this piece just in between the legs, just so you can see what I'm doing and also so things are out of the way. I recommend you transform it with it laid down, otherwise you're going to have a lot of parts flopping around. So come to here, we're going to unpeg this panel from right here. This part is kind of clipped in, so you're going to move this to the side and open this up. This whole thing will open up. We're going to rotate this top part around. It's a little tricky to get it, but you want to get it straight across and then close this down. Come to this piece here, it's going to unpeg from right there. We're going to rotate this around to the other side. You might have to rotate the arm to get it to clear. Sometimes it collides with this part, but get this around. And then on the other side, we're going to peg it in right here. Get that collapsed in, and this piece just sits right there. All right. And just to orient you, I'm going to flip it over so you can see what I'm doing. But on this side, we're going to bring this down. There's a tab right here that's going into a slot right there. So right here, this tab is going to that slot. There we go. So it should be inside like this. And then we can close this down and tab it in to the top of the arm. Alright, so when you're done, it should look like this. The other side is a little different. So I'm going to show that side just because it is different. So we'll bring this around and come to here. So same thing over here. We're going to open this up. We're going to pull this past the little clip that's right there. Get that worked out. Bring this around. We're going to rotate this piece all the way around. Close this up, and then we're going to bring this piece up and across. Again, you might have to rotate the arm to get some things out of the way. Bring this across, peg it in on the other side right here. Close down that panel. This is going to come down, and I believe we're going to get this piece on the bottom. So as you bring this down, make sure this goes into the hole on this other side of the wheel well. This is going to come down and fit right into here, and you're going to end up with this on the outside. So that's how it should look. Bring the hand, let's see, I think the hand goes like this. You're going to bring the thumb in, so the thumb is facing inwards. I think we can have it like that. Close up these fingers, and that's ready. Alright, now let's come to here. We're going to open up this, and you're going to peg these two pieces together. So that's going to make the back of the vehicle like that. Come to the inside, we're going to flip it over so I can show you this side. There's a lot of this going on, and that's why this is a confusing transformation. These are going to slide out. We're going to rotate this just slightly so it can pass through. And on this side, you're pegging it in to the top. Right, I'll do it again on this side. Rotate this, slide this out. That's going to allow you to fold this over and then peg it in on this side. Right. So we should have something like this. And we're going to take this entire panel, rotate that around, and now we've got the top of the back of the truck right here. Right. These panels, these arm pieces can go in. These are going to peg in under here. See, this is a little tab right there. Get this up and in. And same on this side, get this up and in. So that is the back of the truck. We've got a long ways to go. So let's start working on the legs and this part. To get this out of your way, just kind of flip it over and have it sit on the top like that. And now we'll work on these legs. We're going to do one leg at a time. I'm going to do one leg and then I'll do the other one off camera just because they are identical. The arms weren't quite identical. All right, get these hip skirts out of the way just so you have some space to work. I like to just fold them up. We're going to put them back down, but fold them up and give yourself some room. So let's do one leg. We're going to open up this panel right here. That's tabbed in right there. Open up this panel on the inside. It's tabbed in right there. Flip this out and across. This whole thing is going to accordion down. And I want to show you something now because this piece right here actually flips in as you collapse this back down for robot mode, and then this holds it on. But as you take it out, that clip comes off very easily. So you're supposed to flip-flop that little clip, but it comes out very easily. So just note that's where it goes when you go back. Pull down on this piece here. This actually is pegged in. Unpeg this. There we go. So that whole piece is going to come down. Then we can rotate this to the outside and straighten up that leg. This piece here is going to flip out, and then we can rotate this hip skirt back down and then peg this back in right here. Bring this over the top and clip this back in. Hopefully you saw all that. This is going to come down here, and kind of, you can see it's forming the side of the truck. That's going to move on you, but I'll just put it there for now. Right, so leave this down like this. Oh, sorry, this is supposed to come up on this hinge and sit like this. And like I mentioned, this is not going to be a perfect transformation, but now we have this lined up. So there's a slot there that's going to tab in right there, and then there's two slots on the front and tabs are going to tab in right here. All right, leave all this back here. Open up this little tab right here on the bottom of the foot and fold that out. Unpeg this from the side that's holding together the foot, and then fold that out. That'll allow you to take this whole piece and what are you doing here? We're gonna accordion all this out, fold all this out. You can kind of see it's gonna form the truck. Fold this out to the outside. This piece is gonna rotate down and end up underneath. Let's see. Yeah, fold this straight and then fold this down so it ends up like this. This piece is going to end up underneath as well. So you want this kind of straight all the way to the front. Okay. Then we got to take apart all of this. And it gets challenging to show you because I have limited space here, but we're going to unpeg this from the top of this wheel. I'd recommend a spudger or something to help you. So pop this panel out, and that's what's holding all of this stuff on there. So get all of this around and out. And then open up this wheel, and it looks like a lot, and that's why I struggled with this for a while, but it is somewhat frustrating. So we're going to rotate this all the way around, making sure this panel right here clears. If it doesn't, give it a little bit of angle. On that joint. And we'll clear this around and then straighten up that ankle and then tab this into the bottom. There's two pegs holding that. All right, next we'll take this wheel, rotate this down and tab it into the bottom. So it looks like that. This wheel is going to come and we're going to rotate this around and back. And this two wheels will hinge together. So bring this up. This is going to come forward and just sit. Leave it so you have this tab sitting on the inside. This will come up and tab into the other wheel. This will come to the inside. Make sure this is all flat. And it tabs in to the inside of the wheel. Like that. We got a ways to go. So buckle in. Coming to the top here, we'll take care of all of this. So we didn't do anything with this yet. Open this up. We're going to fold this up, fold that out, fold this around, fold that around. And you can see that's the front of the truck. This is going to come down underneath, rotate in. And let me make sure I have this right. Make sure while you're here, you might as well get this seat out. Rotate that, rotate this back, and then rotate your seat up. And then we can take this and try to remember how this goes. I think this goes right under here, if I remember correctly. And then this whole panel is going to come down. You're going to hinge it here, so this sits flat on the back, and then this is straight. And now we can see there's all these panels. So there's two slots here, two tabs here on the top of the truck. Then on the inside there's a slot right here and a tab right there. So get that all lined up and hooked up. It's a lot to look at. And for this wheel well, you're gonna peg that in right there. Line that up. This actually lifts up. This is on a hinge. Lift that up, peg that in. Make sure this also pegs in on the inside to this piece that we had underneath. Make sure this is straight. This is sitting underneath. And on the inside here, we're going to take this panel right here. This is going to rotate forward and tab in right there. And this seat will come down and peg in to that piece. So there's what you're looking like. Oh, I guess you can bring this rearview mirror up. On this side, we're going to bring, let's see, I always forget the direction. I think it's this way. Bring this down. Then you can pull up on this. And final step here, we can kind of straighten this out. This whole panel down here can fold out. This is going to come in, and then you can push down on this and fold that in. For this, you're going to unpeg it from here. We're going to flip open this panel. This is going to fold it underneath. Come to this side, we're going to open up this panel right here. And in the videos I've seen, they have this folded to the inside so it's hidden. I think it should go on the outside because it fills in this little gap right here between the truck. So I'm not sure which one is right. I think I'm right, but fold this underneath so it sits flat. Bring this down so it fits underneath. Make sure this piece goes past the hand. And then tab this in. There's a tab that's going into here, into a slot right here, and then two tabs going into here. So there's several tabs you gotta keep track of. So let's get this first one, and then these we'll push down, and I think we've got it. So that is one side done. Not easy, not fun, but go ahead and do the other side. All right, so after you finish both of these legs, this is how it should be looking. Forgot one step here. We're going to rotate this around, and it's going to hook in. Hard to show you, but it's going to hook in right here on the inside of this piece. So make sure you got that. And we'll do the same thing on this side. We'll rotate this around and hook that in. And now we're ready to bring across the top. So again, hard to show, but let's see if we can do this. So bring this hip skirt back down and have that just sitting flat. This is going to come over the top. And again, I remember I told you the head and the chest are going to sit flush on top of each other. Not flush, but on top of each other. Bring that down. It's all going to fold in and fold down on the top. For this front section here, we're going to open up these, fold this out, and then this can close back up. You're actually supposed to put Igor in here. It's going to fall out. If it falls out, I'll put it back, but rotate the arms back and leave the legs where they are. This is going to peg in. There's a little peg on his back. Going to peg in right here, and then these close up around it. And it's kind of a pain because you got to get the arms out of the way, but this should fold up all the way around him. You can close up his mouth. All right, so it should look like that on the back, and that's how it looks on the front. Bring this down, straighten everything out. And this is going to come down and sit facing downwards. These panels have to work their way underneath, so it's a little tricky to get it all fit in there, but that is how it goes. Right, so bring this panel down. We're gonna collapse everything together. Make sure this comes down flat. And we can start pegging some things in. This top part here. This top part there. Oh, and we forgot the windshield. Make sure the windshield's out. Make sure this is folded all the way back. And that's going to bring these around. Tab those together. Bring together the front of the truck. Give that a squeeze so that that all tabs in. And then push down on the windshield so that pegs into the front. We kind of got the front together. Now we got to take care of all of this. Oops, and it looks like this came out. So we'll get this reattached. You got to have the hands perfectly positioned, or some of this doesn't like to stay. But get back in there and tab that in. Okay. So we'll take care of this part. This part is a little bit tricky, but make sure you have all of this pushed in. Keep these panels out for now. We're going to peg in from the top first. So line up these tabs on the top. There we go. So get that panel in there. And I screwed up this side, so we'll redo it. Get this under here. There we go. Make sure it's slid all the way back, and then that's going to go on the top. Same with this one. Open up this panel. Rotate this down and get it pegged in on the top. And a couple of finishing touches when we come to the back here. Open up these little panels and then bring up this ladder, and that'll just clip in right there.